Hello, everybody. Well, we finished out with technical difficulties. Go figure. Yeah. Welcome everybody to Quill Sword, the best D&D show on the internet, and that is all because of these amazing writer folks that are here playing games. We do have a SENITA tonight. She is just not visible. Yeah. Welcome, guys. This is the big finale night. We're super excited. We just got our Syrinscape set up. We love some Syrinscape around here. Let's recap and talk about what's been happening. And you can hit on anything you want from last session or the whole campaign, whatever you feel like. I'm going to roll this D10 as if it's a D5, and we will get started. Let me grab a different one. That one's enormous. Here we go. Okay, that will be Vera.
Of course it will be. Well, we have the face down with what Bobby has dubbed the City of Worms, which is this mobile prom spawn and Umber Horde vomiting thing. And I forget what, like, we just have this thing we're just fighting. We managed to talk another deity into like stopping nonsense. This one we're just fighting. And I cannot remember what other people did, but I will brag at the heavy pain in the butt I have managed to be in Bobby's side by use of reverse gravity, in which I lifted a whole chunk of the army and just dropped it on another sizable chunk of the army.
Yep.
And Marissa, why don't you take it from there?
Yeah. So we get there and we start attacking. And there was 10,000, is that correct? That was the number of the horde that we started with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We made pretty quick work of that, honestly. Perhaps quicker than Bobby intended, but I like to think that the real battle is in how we thwart Bobby's plans.
Yes.
And so we started out the game doing some prep work. Nim finally got some armor. It only took an entire adventure for Nim to become an adventurer. But she did it. And then we started, using all these fantastic skills and abilities that we have now at level 20. And it's been a lot of fun. So Vera mentioned that Wisp dropped the army on itself. And Nim started, giving some pretty good speeches that caused a lot of damage. So that was fun. Robin, what you got?
Well, I remember that the city is not running around on chicken legs. My brain is not hitting on all sixes tonight. I'm gonna pass it to Megan.
Well, Tempest was spreading the good word of the paladinship, getting people to pledge oaths, whatever that oath might be, an oath of redemption, an oath of vengeance, and an oath of loyalty, whatever oath people could swear, because we had some nasty dark umber hordes to fight. And it was the good fight that needed to be fought. She did some research also on Crom and everything like that, and there's some banishment spell that we didn't have time to research. So it looks like we're fighting him. Yep. That's all we can do. Yeah. Anyway, so we had a fantastic first battle, which, as people pointed out, we did very well. But it's far from over. It is far, far from over. And I'm interested to see how it all pans out now.
All right. Did SENITA go?
No, I was about to say
SENITA, you got anything?
Are you muted?
Nope.
Ah,
I don't have anything to say because I feel Robin because my brain is bleh.
That's valid. That's valid. And we'll see if you guys make the enemies bleh or if they make you the same. So I have the initiative from last time. So we're just going to go ahead and dive right in to our combat. So right here, oh, you know what? I have all of the hit point stuff. Let me pull up the initiative, and I think I posted it in our general chat. Well, I thought I had it. I was not as prepared as I thought I was. It's okay. So we will go ahead and we're going to treat this like bad guys and heroes tonight. So I'm going to roll my d10 to determine who I'm handing it to, and then you guys are going to hand it off to each other. And you'll give it to me at some point, and we're going to treat the initiative that way, since that's how we're going to do in our next campaign. So we'll get used to that a little bit.
Oh, hell yeah. I love this kind of initiative.
So,
Wait,
basically we'll roll in the next campaign, and then that person will hand it to somebody, and we'll go like that. So
Oh,
it mixes it up a little bit more.
okay.
Yeah. So for this time, I got Robin. So Robin, Masquerade, what are you doing? As you have watched as this enormous worm has bolted up from underground, exploded from underground, really, if you think about it, just because of the sheer mass of this creature. And it rears its terrifying head and unleashes a roar.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Right, we all came loaded with silver anyway. God, you would think that after 2 weeks to prepare, I would be prepared. How far away am I from it?
60 feet.
Okay. I can move 1 square closer and technically get it in a cone of cold, so that is what I'm gonna do.
Okay! Alright, this thing is pretty hardy, and is that a constitution save?
It is a constitution save.
Okay, I'm gonna use my really big dice for this. Super big dice. Oh, that's not a great roll. 13.
That does not pass!
Okay. It's okay, I have a lot of hit points.
Hold on, I'm waiting for the number to come up. Come on, okay. 27.
27 cold damage.
Yes.
Okay, so this thing takes 27 cold damage as you, will you describe what it looks like?
It looks like I just tried to pull a DBZ move, and then there's like, you know, the frosted wind and the flakes of snow and little chips of ice coming from out of Mask's outstretched hands to like creep up the side of this thing. Of course, it probably barely does anything to it because this thing is huge.
Okay, yeah. You do see that it just blasts at its barky, sort of stony hide, and it does frost over it, but this creature does seem to resist cold damage.
Aha. Well, now we know.
Yes, now you know. And who are you handing it to?
Ooh, Vera.
all right. So, cold damage is resistant to.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see what it does with Sunbeam. I love that gasp. That makes me very happy.
Is that a dex save or a con save?
That is a con save.
Okay. That's a 28 to save.
Okay,
But
that
it does
will.
radiant damage, right?
Yes, it does.
That means it has disadvantage. Okay. Dirty 20.
That does save.
Okay.
So, It will not be blinded the way that it would have been otherwise, but it's still going to take half damage.
Okay.
So let me roll my 6d8 of radiant.
Well, it's vulnerable to this as well, so actually it just does regular damage.
Okay, so that's 29 points of damage of radiant.
29. Oh my goodness. So we're at... You guys have done 56 damage already. This is wild. Okay. So you describe for us what happens when you do this, please.
So this thing was kind of reared up, right? Like, okay. So what Wisp is gonna do is basically kind of try and fire like up the neck to the head. So starts, you know, the incredibly bright sort of rainbow effects at the sides of it beam fires out, initially kind of hitting it like around here, and then just guiding it up right into the chin.
Okay. And so you do that, and the creature unleashes this terrifying, thunderous howl. And you see there's like this seared sort of wound just snaking up its body now. Who are you handing it to, Wisp? And are you using a bonus action to name a dance partner or anything?
Well, hold on. If we're still in the same physical locations we were as the last session, then I'm not close enough to anybody to have a dance partner.
Okay. Do you want to get closer to somebody?
Where is everybody? Because I'm like flat out on the battlefield. Some people are airborne, aren't they? Airborne. Mask? Yes, no?
I shouldn't be.
Okay. SENITA, where was Anu positioned?
I think I was airborne, or did I just send Nuka up? I can't remember.
I think you were on Nuka.
I think you were on Nuka. So I think, and Nim was hanging back. So I think Mask is the only one who I could feasibly get close enough to declare a dance partner. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and do that?
Okay.
Okay, you will have to remind me when that procs.
So what that means is that following immediately after my turn, you can use your reaction for the round to go again immediately after me.
Cool.
You get one action.
Yeah. So
Cool.
So if you want to use a reaction to do something, you can do it right now. Otherwise, I'll pass it off.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna punch it, because I can do that.
When in doubt,
Okay.
punch it.
Valid?
Yeah.
Valid?
Does an 18 hit?
18 does not hit.
Okay. I somehow missed the giant worm, or probably more accurately, I collide my fist with it and it does nothing.
Yeah, you collide your fist with it and you just hit this stony hide. So it is hard to hit. Not impossible, but it is hard to hit. And
All right.
then because of your special level 20 thing, Vera, are you going again now? Because your dance partner went?
Well, no, I don't get to this time because I don't get to go immediately again after the reaction go. Because that was their reaction used up.
Oh, that's right. That was the thing. Sorry, I'm thinking beta test version of what you have. So, beta test version, we let it ping pong, and that.
Oh wow, that's
way too
real
powerful.
fucking broken.
Yeah, it was way broken. So
It's borderline broken as is. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I freaking love it. I'll hand it to Anu.
All right, the rogue.
Ooh.
You are soaring on Nuka overhead. You can see down this thing's throat. It has these enormous, like, thorny teeth all the way down its gullet.
Clearly, it wants some chim chim cookies. No, oh God. Okay. what's going around? What's going on in the city? Like, is it?
So that you do see there are more hordes of undead that are trying to make their way towards the front. You also see there are other worms emerging that are smaller than this one, so this one seems to be like the main stalk, as it were. But you get the idea, because you have fought these things enough, you can get the idea that something really nasty is probably going to happen on my turn.
Oh man. I'm just gonna talk on the our walkie-talkies. Is there anything particular that you would like me to handle right now?
You've got the best vantage point. Whatever looks like it needs doing.
Everything.
Oh.
And not in a fun way.
Damn it.
Yes. Alright, so there's hordes coming and worms coming.
Yes.
Do I know if these worms behave like Hydra?
You don't. In fact, you guys already killed one of them, so you would gather they don't.
Okay.
If anything.
I think what I will do is I will go take care of the mini worms then.
Okay. Alright, so because you are so wildly powerful and you have a dragon, I am going to let you roll a d20. There are 200 of these worm towers throughout the city. So every time you want to dedicate to doing that, I'll let you roll a d20. That's how many you take out.
So I roll, however I get on the d20 is how many I take out.
And I'll let you add +1 to that roll for every sneak attack die you have.
Okay, that's 9.
So
Wait,
you have a
no.
+9 to this roll.
Hang on. Sorry. I was thinking I have 9 d6s. My sneak attack is 10.
10. Alright, so you add 10 to whatever you roll in the d20.
Alright. Oh! Hang on. I don't want to touch it. Let me...
You don't want to touch it?
Where is it? This one. Oh, I can't see it. It's too dark. Let me see. Yep, too dark. But anyway, I got a net 20.
Whoo! So that means you do double automatically, and you get to double your bonus.
And it's the power morpher symbol.
So that's 40 plus another 20. So you take out 60.
Yay!
So you guys watch. Well, do you want to describe it, SENITA?
No, go ahead. You seem so excited.
I am. You guys watch as Nuka sort of like veers off to the side just with this almost laser beam of heat as he's radiating blue fire in like this beam that's just absolutely destroying all of these different worms. And you see all over the city just explosion after explosion. And you hear so many of these roars just happening everywhere around you. It's deafening. It is a cacophony of thunderous force that nearly sends you to your knees, quaking in your chest from just the sheer volume. And SENITA, you've taken out over a quarter of these things in one round.
Nice.
Man. Okay. SENITA, who are you handing it to?
Tempest.
Tempest.
This is the biggest thing we've seen so far, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's real big. So it wouldn't be hard to touch, would it? I just
No.
wanted to go touch it.
No, you can absolutely touch it if you want to touch it.
Yeah.
I'm worried about what you're
You know
wanting to
what?
do because you're asking these questions in a very specific way.
I'm just wondering if this would be so much, if this worm would be so much happier and more at peace if it was on the elemental plane of fire. So I would like to cast Plane Shift.
What? Oh my gosh! What? Oh, gosh. Okay.
It is a charisma save.
That's a... Oh, okay. That's cocked. Hold on. 19 plus 0. 19.
My ability save DC is 21.
So... That's going to cause a number of things to happen, actually. So, you banish this creature to the elemental plane of fire. And when you do, all of these pop-up things around it also vanish, right? And so it just vanishes, and the city itself starts crumbling. Just you start seeing that these entire chunks of the city begin falling into the ground and floating, no longer supported by the veritable root system that was this massive Hydra-like creature. And everywhere you see hordes of undead from your vantage point, Anu, that is, you see these chunks of city just falling underground as waves of the undead go with them. And your army also starts to fall in chunks into the ground. And you hear screams of your dedicated soldiers as they too are falling underground. And it seems like the worm is gone. With its final roar, the last of it sort of goes away. And now you guys have to get out of here.
So, hold up. Do I get a reaction?
You do get a reaction.
Okay. How big is this chunk of space where our people were falling?
It's like a 50-foot radius.
Perfect! That's exactly reverse gravity.
Oh! Okay.
Woo!
So,
Save them all!
So you're gonna do that?
I am reversing gravity.
Okay.
In the area where everybody is falling. So they are now floating at a higher vantage point. People are gonna have to get them, but
Okay.
But we have flyers. We have
We
flyers.
do have flyers, and I can hold concentration on this, but only up to a minute. So the flyers are gonna have to work their butts off, and anybody who has any other ideas, please do them.
Okay. So flyers, you have a new task.
10 rounds.
Who are you handing it to, Megan?
Well,
Marissa or me? Unless you have a bonus.
let's. I mean, I have a bonus action, but there's not much. No, there's not a whole ton I can do with. I can dive, right? I can move, so I can, Tempest can start the process of grabbing people,
Okay.
right?
All
So that they don't fall, especially the paladins. Gotta,
Okay. All right. So go
my
ahead.
peoples, I trained them. But after that, you know what? Let's hand it to Marissa.
Okay.
Okay. So flyers are currently flying in. So that would be Tempest in a new mask. Are you transforming to?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see. No. Okay. I know that this is typically like a reaction, but could I just do like a group encourage as an action?
Yes, you have that.
Okay.
You can actually now, as your reaction, when you encourage, you can encourage anyone that you see within 60 feet of you. And every time you successfully encourage someone and they make their roll as a result of it, you get your reaction back.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So you are just encouraged to encourage ad infinitum.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, so can I just encourage all of the flyers to do a very good job? Okay. I just need to say it, right? I don't have to roll anything for that master thing.
Nope, you just do it, and then they get a +3.
Okay. All right, everybody, you got it. Pick up our friends, please.
Okay. So, I would also like, Tempest, can you just roll me an Arcana check real quick, please?
An Arcana check.
Yes. Before I start my turn.
Okay. Let's see. That is... Arcana. 18.
18. Okay, so your knowledge of the cosmos, and yours specifically, it's actually easier for you than it would be anyone else in the party here, because you are a cosmic being. This dimension is still sealed from most other places. So essentially what you banished it to was a pocket dimension within the plane of fire. It's not truly in the plane of fire. It's just like in between spaces right now. And this thing is good at pulling into other dimensions. That's what's happening now, is that it's pulling from the pocket dimension it was imprisoned in. So it's probably coming back. You didn't solve the problem. You bought you guys around, basically, just so you know. So when it comes back to its turn, it will be able to come back.
Okay.
So that is at the end of its turn. But just so you know kind of how this works. And so, but I will also give you, because you were the one that sent the researchers to find that ritual, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you also start receiving a message.
Ooh.
And it is from the head chancellor. He says, "Hello? Hello? Is this on? Is this working?"
Yes. Yes, I can hear you.
Are you in the middle of the battle? Is that the explosions that we heard?
Yes, that would be our explosions. Yes, and some ground falling. I mean, not all of them is technically explosions, but... Yeah.
All right. So, we are coming. We found the ritual. But, you need to buy some time.
How much time do you need, Bolt?
10 minutes?
10 minutes? That's an awful lot of combat. Well, I guess we'll buy it with our lives.
Very good, very good. We are coming. And so they're on their way. And it is my turn. So unfortunately I don't get to do any of the nasty business this turn, but I do get to come back. So the worm you see as this sort of tear in the fabric of the ground opens up as magma plumes, and exploding from the magma is this giant worm head yet again, and you see the other worm heads pop up from other similar tears in the air and on the ground.
Was it at least damaged from all that fire?
Oh yes.
That it had to live in? Okay.
Oh yes. Yes. In fact, you can roll me that damage if you like.
Okay.
I would like for you to roll 10 d20s.
10d20, huh?
Yes.
A lot of dice.
Okay. Google says 10d20 is 124.
Okay. 124. So that's gonna put you guys at... Okay, you guys have dealt 180 damage to this thing. That's wild. And because I went last, I get to go first in the next round. So now I get a turn. So the first thing that's happening is I am going to summon 3 more of these extra heads. So that didn't do as much as I wanted it to, but that's fine. Next, the worm is going to unleash its fearsome roar. I need everyone to make a charisma saving throw. As it just belts this enormous roar, and this black ichor flies on the wind, hitting your faces.
24.
24.
I got a nat 20 again. I'm not
We
cheating, I promise.
start out with inspiration.
Yes.
Samesies.
33.
All right. Am I getting any bonuses from like being close to a paladin? We're all encouraged, right?
You do have a bonus, I believe, right, Megan?
I mean, yes, it depends. They should, if they're close enough, they should get a +7.
Okay. So you can add +7.
Okay, that's gonna be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. That makes it exactly.
So, well, is Tempest in the air right now?
She is, but I'm treating it as her ability makes sense to work because it's about inspiring your allies who are around you in the fight with you, and this is a big scale fight. So it makes sense that the range would similarly be big scale to me.
Okay. Am I close enough to Tempest to get that +7?
Yes, you are.
Okay, then 22.
Hey! Okay, so nobody is frightened. No one is frightened of this thing. Nobody's afraid of the big bad worm.
Easy for you to say.
Okay. So we did that. And next, also the ground is stabilized because it's back. So it's craggy now. It's difficult terrain where your soldiers were. But, oh, I forgot to go for them. Nope, they were in the air. They don't get to go. So we're fine. Because they were aloft. So they probably aren't going to be sieging anything anyway, and there wasn't much to siege, so it makes sense. So they still have to go. So I'm going to say that this thing, what action do I want to take? Gosh.
And flyers, be aware, I still need you to retrieve them because I can't gently turn gravity back the right way.
Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I need
Please,
everyone
Bobby,
who can
do a whole
cast
bunch of damage.
Spell.
I dare you.
I want everyone who can cast a spell to make a saving throw using your spellcasting ability modifier.
Spell?
As
So
you
we're
guys
at-
feel this sort of cosmic lash go out, and you see the ley lines have become visible briefly, even to people like Nim. And
So
the
we're-
thing starts sucking it in.
We're adding our spell ability modifier to just a roll.
So, like, your spellcasting ability modifier is charisma. So your saving throw is a charisma saving throw.
Oh, okay, I got you.
For Masquerade uses intelligence for casting. So Masquerade's saving throw is an intelligence saving throw.
How do you know which ones you use?
You use intelligence, so you would do an intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, thankfully, I have advantage on charisma saving throws. That's a 22.
22.
Is that enough? I got a 25.
I got a 26.
20 is the number you gotta hit. So, did everybody
I'm
make
immune.
it?
Yes.
I rolled an 18 and my modifier is 8.
Everybody made the saving throw.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You made me roll a charisma saving throw. My bonus to my charisma saving throw is plus 20.
Okay, that means I have to go
God
down.
damn.
How am I not gonna win? How am I not gonna beat it?
I don't get to roll my d20, but I do get to roll my d4 still.
Mm-hmm.
Each of you loses, I rolled a 4 levels of spell slots.
Well,
4 levels of spell
So
slots.
1 level 4, or 4 level 1s, or 2 level 2s, or however you divide it up.
oh, you motherfucker.
Wow, what
I'll
that?
just lose a level 4 because I only have 1 slot
Crom
anyway.
is eating your magic.
That is going to wipe out my level 1s, which I don't think any of them would have helped anyway, but god damn it, Bobby.
This is Crom. He's done this before. You know how this works.
It's okay, my magic is so
No,
simple.
the worm is Crom itself.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get that. I thought this was just the appetizer monster.
No,
No, the
city
appetizer
doesn't-
was the army that we wiped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the appetizer was the army. The city itself is Crom in physical form.
Oh, okay. I get it now.
Yeah. So, you guys have almost got Crom bloodied, by the way.
Ooh, okay.
Like that.
He just needs a stern talking to.
And so, my turn is over. I can't do anything else nasty because I did the big thing. And I'm saving my legendary actions for later. So, let's go with... I'm going to hand it off to MARISA.
Well, team, what do you think's the over-under on us convincing Crom to become a baby?
Not good.
No way.
No. Okay. So we've got our flyers in the air. We've got Crom is back, basically, from...
Yeah.
Okay, sucking up magic. I would like to try mass de-escalation.
On Crom?
Yeah, why not? I mean,
Why not?
You know what? Technically, it can understand speech, so sure.
okay.
Oh, I could have been viciously mocking this sucker.
Right?
You could.
So I
Hurt
guess
his feelings.
I just talk him off the ledge. That's what I need to do. I mean,
You have to role play it out.
okay. Well, Crom, it's so nice to meet you in person, or, worm to changeling, whatever this is. I really like what you've done with the place, and I can see that you are a goal-oriented individual. I am sure that has gotten you so far in life, but I think we just need to take a moment, take a deep breath and let cooler heads prevail. So, while I appreciate all the effort and time and energy that you've put into this, maybe we want to take this in a new direction. Maybe it is time for us to just calm down. We could sit down like some friends at a pub, maybe over a couple of beers, and just talk and see if we can reach some sort of agreement here, or, figure out a way where, you're not doing any sort of murders or magic consumption, and just letting people be. I think that would be the best plan of action. I really appreciate what you've done here. Please don't think that this is in any way a critique. Who am I to offer constructive criticism? I've never constructed anything on this scale. So what you have done here, though, is fantastic. I do really appreciate it, but I do think, if we just had some time to chill out, sit down and talk one-on-one, maybe we could come to an understanding or an agreement. What do you say?
I would like you to make a persuasion roll with a DC of 25, and everyone else can make an Arcana check.
Okay, let me see what my...
Arcana.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, okay, this is gonna be fun.
3.
Breathe.
I'm using a luck to reroll mine.
Okay.
28.
Do we all have luck?
You all have an inspiration.
I already used mine. Never mind.
I forget what I get luck. I made somebody happy, and I get 1 luck each session.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did Tempest and Anu get?
I rolled a 1.
A 1. Okay, what did Anu get?
Anu is not around right now.
Stepped away for a second.
Oh, I can't see that screen because I'm got
back.
Syrinscape up. Oh, okay. Did you roll an Arcana check for me, please, real quick?
Okay. 27.
Okay, so you and Wisp both recognize this. And then we'll get back to Nim. But as Nim is speaking, you watch as you see that the rippling energy, the ley lines around the area that Crom has now made visible from eating it. Crom has sort of made a reverse anti-magic zone where magic is something else. It's something closer to what it is in the wild. And Nim's aura of gentility and sincerity has actually affected the area around her. So while she did not actually succeed at what she was doing, she did something. And she actually caused something to happen just with raw emotion and intent, which a lot of you spellcasters understand is the fundamental sort of primal, like, old ways essence of magic and how it works. It's why Baba's magic works the way it does. It's why Crom works the way it does. It's why these ancient beings' magics are affected by emotion and words and not just physical force. They aren't obeying the laws of physicality because they aren't physical. And so both Wisp and Anu have this insight. So Nim, you see there is like this green aura sort of encircling you, tornadoing around you like semi-visible ribbons on the wind. And it smells like your favorite scent. What is that?
That would be fresh baked banana bread.
Fresh baked banana bread. So this aroma of fresh baked banana bread overwhelms the putrescence of this city's odor. Just briefly. And everyone's going to get an inspiration back. Because you guys unlocked one of the puzzle elements of this fight. Who are you handing it to, Nim?
I'm going to hand it to Wisp.
Okay. So, we determined because Nim was actually able, didn't succeed in communicating, but this thing is intelligent. It's not feral.
Correct. Oh no. I don't like that look, Vera. You can just, turn off the look. Flip the switch.
I'm going to need an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, Lord. This thing is not...
Crom.
So when I say it's intelligent, I don't mean it actually has a good intelligence score. You need to understand this.
I am aware.
I rolled a 7. Do you see the 7? Oh, you can't really see the 7. There.
So...
7.
I get to have my first casting of Feeble Mind.
Okay.
So there's 2 things. It takes 4d6 damage, which was going to happen regardless because you just take that damage. Mm-hmm. The save was for the additional effects.
Okay.
So let's do damage first. So that's 8 points of psychic damage. However, because Crom failed the save, his intelligence and his charisma scores become 1. The creature can't cast spells, activate magic items, understand language, or communicate in any intelligible way. The creature can still identify its friends, its foes, and act accordingly, but magic is now off the table. Now, the wording on this to me seems odd. I'm going to read you what it says, and I'm going to tell you what I think that means.
Okay.
You correct me if I'm wrong. What it then says is, at the end of every 30 days, the creature can repeat its saving throw against the spell. Which means that he's stuck like this for a month before he can try to break out of it, is how I read that.
That
Correct
is
me if I'm wrong.
correct. That is correct. But that also means that because he now is operating purely off instinct and adrenaline,
Yeah.
I'm going to activate one of the legendary actions that I have. I need everyone to make a dexterity
Wait.
saving throw.
Okay, so you're not legendary resisting it.
I can't because I know the effect now. Like, I was considering it, but I was thinking, oh, well, it's Crom. Crom's already, like, not super intelligent as it is anyway, so it's fine. So then Vera told me what it is, and I hold myself to the same rules that I hold you guys to, like, because I think that's fair. I think it makes for more interesting stories as well. So, because I know what the effect was, I can't reverse say, well, now I'm resisting it now that I know what it does.
Okay.
So, instead,
Fair.
everyone make a dexterity saving throw.
Yes. Okay.
And you really want to make this dexterity saving throw.
That's
Gotta
a
use
dirty
that
20.
inspiration.
29.
29.
I swear to God, I'm not cheating. I rolled another net.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Well, 20 is your DC for this.
Okay.
And I also need someone to make a group roll for your soldiers. They have a +2.
Okay, I'm gonna use an inspiration to re-roll this.
Okay.
I used an inspiration and I got a 20. So.
Okay.
Okay. Well, the oh, yeah. That's not good. That's only an 18.
Okay.
It's only an 18.
Alright.
Aren't you
How-
encouraged though, right?
Yeah, Nim could encourage you, possibly.
That's correct.
Oh, okay.
You've got this, Tempest.
That gives you a +3, which pushes you over the threshold, which means you
Okay.
also get your reaction back, Nim. And that means you aren't going to be swallowed by one of these towering new worms that has appeared. But I do need you guys to make someone, let's see, how about Marissa? Make a D20 saving throw, add 2, and this is for your soldiers.
Don't embarrass me. 16.
16. Okay.
How many soldiers are gonna die if they don't make this?
That's what I'm determining now.
Rolling so many dice.
Math.
83 soldiers. Of the
How many did we have
263 you had left. You had 263.
Okay.
So,
Didn't we all have a bunch of bardic inspirations or something left over from the last time? We got like a whole pool of them.
you guys all got an inspiration from Nim's special thing that she tried.
Yeah, no, I have Bardic Inspiration. Like, I'm down 1. I forget who I gave it to. I gave somebody a Bardic Inspiration last session. I've got 2 left.
So are the 80 just dying?
Can I use my favored by the gods?
What would that do?
Well, it adds 2d4 to a failed roll. Now, normally it only applies to me, right? But anyway,
I want you to
if
make...
you say no, that's okay. But This is all I got left.
Make an insight roll for me.
Okay.
And you're going to compete
15.
with that against me. I rolled within one of your roll. I rolled a 14. So I will let you apply that to all of the men that you have trained, all of the women that you have trained. Everyone you've trained gets this bonus.
Gotta save my peeps. 6.
6. Okay. So, that will put them at a success, right? Because DC is 20.
6 plus 16?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
So I don't get to claim those soldiers.
But I can only do that once a day. So that's it.
So all of these new worms sprout up all around you and attempt to eat your soldiers. And through a combination of Tempest's rallying cry and possibly a little sheer luck, your soldiers make it away before they are engulfed and swallowed. And now, before you pass it, because you guys have really been focused on trying to get those ritualists here, right? I do need everyone to make a history check for me. To see if you remember one very crucial thing that I think you as players are forgetting. But I'm willing to give you a hint if you can make a history check at DC 22.
23.
Oh, okay.
I have a plus 15 on history.
Okay.
Nim did not get there, but that's okay.
Nope.
Wisp, it's very appropriate that you remember this. Because as you're watching all of these horrors unfold, and you're realizing you are not going to make it. You are not going to be able to hold out for 10 minutes in this fight. This fight is going to be over one way or another before then. And right now, things are really not going in your favor, actually.
Yeah.
But as you think of that, something falls out of your pocket, just happening to brush your fingers. It's that whistle.
Which one? I have two.
The whistle for your friend Larical, who can transport mass groups of people at will.
Okay.
So, Tempest, who are you handing it to?
It wasn't my turn.
I thought it was your turn.
Nope.
No, she was using a reaction, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that's correct.
So I think the last one who actually went properly was me.
Okay. So it's appropriate that you come up with this right at the end of your turn.
Go figure. I am going to hand it over to Mask, who I am going to say is still my dance partner.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, I did not pass that history check, and am not aware of all of the things that everybody else is aware of at this moment. So I am probably still punching it, but if it is my turn, I can, let me get off a Shadow Blade first so that my, attacks are not as whiffly.
Okay. Wisp, you get 5 words before your turn is over for Masquerade. 5 words.
Mm. I don't even know what I can say that's going to help.
What would you say, Vera? If you were in a really tense situation, you had just a split second to communicate something really important to somebody, what would you do?
See, the thing is, like, I feel like me as a player might be missing a trick, because I'm trying to think of what it is I can even communicate to Mask that would help.
Okay, well, you have the whistle.
I do,
yeah.
But, like, I'm the one who has it, so I'm the one who needs an action to do it. So,
you can hand it off as a free action. It doesn't cost an action to hand something to someone. Especially if they're right next to you.
Okay. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
I will hand over the whistle to Mask, and I will say, get everyone out with Lyrical.
That's good.
Okay.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's all I need to hear. I'm gonna start trying to, like, put everybody into the same, like, small little pocket of space.
Okay.
Like,
So-
that means grabbing people, moving them, like, calling out to allies to, like, bring it in. I am trusting Wisp not to do the stupid thing that Wisp has already done. But I think that it's a fool's errand that I'm doing that, but it's more important that everybody else gets out, and you already deemed it so this is what we're doing.
Okay. So, Masquerade, you tell me, which skill do you think most applies to how you're gathering everyone?
Have a bardic inspiration for whatever skill you decide it's going to be, for the record.
Okay. I'm gonna go with performance. Because I'm trying to get everybody's attention. I'm trying to let them know that this is where we're going, and, like, there are people that I am physically grabbing, but, like, I'm still doing it under the influence of being Wisp's dance partner. So that's how I'm gonna, like, pull that under the umbrella.
So you're, like, drawing attention in
Yes.
all the ways you as a performer know to do. You are
Like a clown, yeah.
That is awesome. I love that flavor. So go ahead and make your performance roll. Your DC is going to be a 20.
Oh, okay, well, I've got 25 even before the inspiration hits, so...
Oh, there you go then. So everyone gathers in the area you suggested. Asana, the soldiers, everyone you brought is gathered. Whether your allies gather or not, that is their call, but everyone else is gathered.
All right. Allies, are you gathering?
Nim is, for sure.
No.
No.
All right, well then, I guess we send everybody else and we stay in here.
So all of you are staying, and everyone else is leaving.
No, we're not really gonna leave them.
Okay. So, you blow the whistle, and Lyrical pops through in one of their portals. What do you need?
Get them out.
It's a big order. But
Yeah,
you've
I
got
know.
them just spaced enough. All right. Everyone ready? 1, 2, 3. And snaps their fingers, and a hole appears underneath them. And you hear this really brief "Ah!" from an entire army as they fall down. And then it's gone along with them. And now it's the 5 of you against a living city. Or an unliving city, I should say. Masquerade, do you have any other actions you want to do?
Well, yeah, I get. Did I use my action calling Lyrical?
I'll say you can count that as a bonus because you were doing performance and you're really good at multitasking when it comes to performance.
Okay, cool. In that case, do I have time to stab the thing?
You do have time to stab the thing.
Well, then that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stab the thing with my Shadow Blade.
Okay.
27 to hit.
27 hits.
Okay.
Roll that
Is
damage.
this considered a shaded place? I'm imagining that this is a pretty dark battlefield, right?
It is a pretty dark battlefield. It's cloudy. There's plenty of shadows.
Okay, let's see.
It's waning into nighttime.
Solidified gloom, dim light. You make the target attack roll with advantage. Okay, I'm just gonna roll again to see if I nat 20 then.
Okay.
I didn't. All
Okay.
right. So normal damage is 7, and then let me get what I get from the Shadow Blade.
Okay. Does the Shadow Blade deal necrotic damage?
Yes.
You already know that these things resist or are immune to necrotic.
F. Oh no, it's psychic damage.
Oh, it's psychic! Oh, gosh. And it has such that low intelligence, too. Dang.
I mean, even lower. Its intelligence score is currently 1.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So yeah, that will be
Man.
plus 24 psychic damage.
20. Holy smokes, 31. So that is... This thing is officially bloodied.
We can do this.
Yeah.
Crom is bloodied. I have 2 legendary actions remaining. So who are you handing
Legendary
it to?
actions? Okay, legendary
It doesn't
actions.
matter who they're handing it to, because I'm using my reaction to go again, as that's my
Okay.
dance partner. Give me a con save on Crom.
Okay. I am using my legendary action to make it anyway because I know what you're about to do.
All right then, Sunbeam it is.
So regular damage, not double damage.
And that is 24.
24. Holy smokes. That's still a lot for this thing. Alright, it's hurting real bad. As you just unleash yet another volley of this opalescent sun laser that carves a snaking scar of searing heat into this worm, and it unleashes yet another pained roar. Who are you? And so now, Masquerade, who are you handing it to?
Have you gone this round?
I have. I've started the round, so it's
Okay,
SENITA
good,
and
like-
Nim.
I haven't gone.
Oh, you haven't gone.
Oh, yeah,
so
please go, go,
everybody
go, go.
then, except for you and Vera.
Yeah, Megan, take it.
I apologize. I was thinking your god thing was action. Don't pay attention.
No. Well, first thing I want to ask is Crom immune to all charm effects?
Yes.
Okay. All right. No mental prison.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. So, the Tempest realizes that. She screams with, if she has to, her bonus action.
No, you don't have to use bonus action to scream. You can just scream for free.
She screams, "Big Red, I wish those mages were here right now."
Oh. Do you have a wish, don't you? You
I
still
mean-
you still have a wish.
He offered it. I was never gonna take it, but hey.
Yeah. Okay.
You didn't promise that you would, but you did prick your finger on the box.
Yeah.
I did.
So, all of those mages appear immediately in front of your party, between you and the worm. How did we get here? And they all just look really confused. And
How
and
is not the question right now.
and then they look up, and so many of them are terrified Vera, make a charisma saving throw. They get +2. And Tempest, you see they are all disoriented. They are terrified of the creature before them because this just suddenly happened to them. And you hear in the back of your mind that laugh, that familiar laugh as he says, enjoy.
That's a 21. That was 19 on the die.
19 on the die. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, they succeed. They are stalwart mages in spite of everything. These Scriptoriad mages who have grown up in a library somehow are braver than some of the soldiers you were bringing with you.
It's crazy times. They're used to it by now.
Yeah. Valid.
Yeah. They've been preparing for this the whole time.
All right. So that starts a clock. So this is a new mechanic. This is a mechanic I'm stealing from Fabula Ultima, but I have a clock now in play. So what that means is that this clock is going to be filled in as a trigger happens. Okay? So every successful roll that the mages make is going to advance the clock by 1. They have to get 10 advancements in order to get the clock going. You can try to contribute as well because this clock is their ritual. Immediately, all of the mages set to work inscribing runes in chalk while also dodging these worm heads that are trying to grab at them, eat them, swallow them at different points. And they are just trying to scribble on the ground as quickly as they can and set up reagents as quickly as they can as the head mage is shouting out orders. So the first piece of the clock is advanced. So you guys are at a 1. I'm giving you the first piece for free.
I haven't taken my action nor my bonus action because you let me scream for free.
Yep.
Which is very nice of you. Now I'm gonna ask. So, I used plane shift, and he was able to come back. And all he did was lose his turn. But if I use banishment and I hold concentration, it can last up to 1 minute, which would be 10 rounds. Could I use banishment? He's gonna fail because his charisma is 1 right now. Right? There's no way he's gonna pass. So can I get a round per spell slot I spend?
We're gonna say yes. You could do that, but Crom does come from here, so at the end of that minute, he's coming back.
Yes,
also,
absolutely.
bear in mind, these guys are going to have disadvantage on their ritual setup rolls because the ground is going to be falling away from underneath them at the time.
Oh, every time they come back, it's gonna...
That's a really clever idea, and I like it, and I'm not saying it would fail. I'm saying it will have its own consequences as a result of the ease that it grants.
I mean, I could do damage, or I could just kind of, like, give us time. And I can't mental prison him. Disadvantage is really rough, though.
That's true. However, you also have people that mitigate that, and you all have inspirations that you gained from Nim.
True.
So there are pros and cons to each. It's just a question of what your team wants and what you want and how you guys want to do this.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try it once. 1 minute. If it lasts 1 minute, that's 10 rounds. And they need how many rounds to set up?
They need 10 successes, and each round they get an attempt.
Okay, so that could be 10 dice to roll, and they probably aren't going to make them all, but it'll give them a bunch, right?
Probably.
Okay.
So, hold on. Just to confirm, Crom's going to be gone for a minute.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have a very evil look in your eyes.
Well, a minute is how long I need to create Liamon's tiny hut around the spellcasters.
Oh. Okay.
a spell normally not applicable in combat because you don't get a minute to do stuff.
Yeah.
But we're about to get a minute to do stuff.
That's valid. That will prevent me from doing nasty things to them.
Okay, well, I'm doing it. Tempest screams, I can hold him, but not forever. And she casts Banishment.
All right. Still make a safe throw for the sake of formality. Yeah, no. -3. So,
Break.
Crom
Okay.
disappears, and once again, the city starts breaking down around you. Not as violently as the first time because everything's kind of settled a little bit. So it's not quite as severe as you thought, but it is still impeding them. Also, I will say that I just need everybody to know that even though I look very frustrated, I actually love when you guys are super creative. Like, your creativity, it makes me thrive. This is great. So, all right, I am going to... He does get a saving throw at the end of each round, though, right? Tempest?
Yeah, probably. I think that's the way it is.
Okay.
Let me triple check.
So, let me do this actually. I'm going to give Crom this blood die I just dropped. So Crom gets the blood die, the blood splatter die, and then the mages get the big D20 that Carowin said looked really pretty. Thank you, by the way, Carowin. I do read the chat. I just don't get to interact with it very much because I'm running a soundboard and everything else up here. But I do read the chat, and you guys are awesome.
Carolyn has exquisite taste.
Yes, I agree. I believe that. So, roll for that. Crom gets to come back after the first round. I got a nat 20.
I don't see a you get to roll every round.
Oh, I don't? I don't? Oh no. Oh no, if I don't get to roll every round, I just lost the nat 20.
I honestly, I'm looking. I can read it if you'd like. We don't really have time for that, but I'm not seeing it. What you'd need to do is break my concentration.
You're right. And I can't do that because everything
gone!
sources from this thing right now. I don't get my nat 20. You guys just get 10 rounds. Okay. Well, the mages succeeded with their first roll, so that's a 2 on the clock. Success. Failure. Okay. So that's their first failure. That's 4 rolls. 5 rolls is a success. 6 rolls is a failure.
You all need
7 rolls is a failure.
Keep
8 rolls
going.
is a failure. 9 rolls is
can't
a
hold it
critical
forever.
failure.
This
So
is
for-
very difficult.
For a critical failure, I moved the clock back by 1. Failure. Alright, so you guys have 3 segments of the 10 from the clock. And
Wow.
Tempest, your concentration lashes out like a migraine briefly as you feel the banishment releases and Crom appears once more. And
Okay.
meanwhile, I want to see if anyone else is doing anything else besides Vera.
Well, I was gonna say, by now the mages are HUD'd.
Yes. Nim, are
The
you doing
only
anything?
combat casting of Liam's tiny hut.
Can Nim go near the tiny hut to be ready to encourage the mages if that is that legal and allowed?
You can be in the tiny hut if you want, so you're also immune to damage.
Oh yeah, Nim just goes right in.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the hut would be a good place for a Nim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nim's just in there, organizing, tidying, staying out of the way, offering up a cinnamon roll here and there should someone require one.
For what it's worth, if you are encouraging nonstop, they get one of their failures turns into a success because your encouragement does bring it up. So
Yeah.
it's back up to a 4 out of 10.
just do that. The rest of
Yeah.
us got this thing.
What about Masquerade and Anu? What are you guys doing for that minute?
For 10 rounds, that's a lot of prep time.
Yeah.
Oh, I was muted.
Oh.
Okay, so
I
it's
thought you were
on-
just thinking real hard.
God, that too.
Valid.
Well,
Well,
does anybody want to be invisible?
Does Crom have eyes?
Oh, that's fair.
yeah, Crumb has tremor sense.
Okay, well that's useless.
Which is why all of us flying is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I just psych myself up. I don't know what I can do here. There's nothing on my list that's going to be helpful for preparation amounts of time.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, the Jade Lotus probably didn't leave though. I cannot imagine them going quietly when this is still going on.
You know what? That's fair. They are probably still here.
So probably helping get them into position for when this thing comes back.
Yeah, okay. So between you and Senta, you guys can get the Jade Lotus prepared for when the thing comes back, and I'm going to let you choose. Would you like to do more damage to Crom? Or would you like to ensure protection for your allies so they aren't targeted by Crom?
The latter.
Okay.
They said they've got this, we trust them to have this.
All right. So then that means I'm going to take away from the Jade Lotus's ranks.
Yeah, but that's kind of like, that's the point. That's what we're here for.
Okay. So I rolled a 15. So 15 soldiers fall. And now, Robin,
Yeah.
I need you to roll d20 and don't get a 1. Because Senta falls if you get a 1.
Okay. You know what? She knew what she was getting into. 6.
6. All right. Senta is safe. So you tell us, what does it look like as Senta and Masquerade are coordinating this rescue effort? They still lose some soldiers, but they ensure the safety of everyone else who's doing stuff.
It looks a lot like Senta telling Masquerade where everybody needs to be standing and Masquerade passing the word along because that Mask is more charismatic and like better at disseminating information. Senta is the one that has been trained in large-scale combat.
Okay. All right. So the ranks form, and Wisp, just as one of these worms is about to get you, this soldier bats it away, and then the worm sucks it up and swallows him. And you see another come up from behind you, and this mage rises the earth in front of her and blocks the both of you from it briefly. And in the collapsing wall, the worm shoots up yet again and swallows her up. These other worms start battering on the tiny hut without success, and a group of the Jade Lotus soldiers in their sparkling green armor come charging and trying to attack and hack and slash, and they also are ultimately taken up by these worms. But you guys are making it. You are making headway. This thing is hurting. And the ritual, you see the cracks and the sigils are starting to glow in tandem with this ebbing blue light. And it flickers yellow occasionally, but it remains mostly blue as the mages hold their concentration and try to prevent Crom from taking hold of it. Thanks to Nim's encouragement, they are succeeding. Thanks to the aerial cover you have from Tempest and Anu, everyone is being watched and guarded, and they are commanding the hordes of soldiers to protect you guys in the most vital areas. Tempest, are you casting Banishment again?
I am. I have
All right.
many more 4th level spells.
Nope, that's a 0 flat out. So, it's gone again. The worms are gone, and just a couple pieces of the earth start moving this time. You're gathering it's getting less severe each time, because the ground is just settling at this point. And I need to roll for the mages to see if they succeed. It's 2 successes, 1 failure, 1 success, so that's 3. And that's 4 rolls. Failure, success. Because of Nim's encouragement.
So what are we up to?
Success. You're up to 9. And you have 3 more rolls left. Failure. Even with encouragement. Failure with encouragement. Alright. Last roll. Actually, Nim, you've been encouraging. I want you to roll this one.
Alright. Just a d20?
Yes. Tell me what number you get.
Do I get to add my encouragement to
Yes.
it? Oh, okay. 15?
That is what you needed! So... what happens next? It causes what seems like all of time to just stop briefly. And you watch as the mages lay their hands on the stone. These beams, pillars of light, start shooting up from the ground. And then the headmaster looks to each of you and says, "The last ingredient! It is the heart, the soul of those that know the banished." He's calling for each of you to invoke your own memories of what you've endured at the hands, or should I say spiny thorns, of Crom. Wisp, you're first. What do you do?
Say again what it is that we're invoking.
You're invoking the emotion that comes with your desire to banish Crom and what it means for you and your soul.
So Wisp is gathering in her mind the images of Asana and Anu and Mask and Nim and Tempest, and the idea of losing them, and then the thought of Giselle and the memory of the Phoenix, and with that last one just feels the fire of this thing must go, this cannot stand.
All right. Hand it off to somebody else.
Nim.
All right.
Nim isn't thinking in terms of negative things, but Nim is thinking about what a wonderful world it would be without Crom, and what a safe place for Giselle, and for Ben, and for Baby Joy, and, you know, what sort of work that, you know, the Motley Few could do if we didn't have to deal with this, and who we could be helping, and the way that we could change the world, basically. Nim is thinking about all of those things, and thinking about how nice the world could be if the energy and hard work that this group does could go to something that deserved it, rather than something that just sucked up all this effort.
I love
So I'm
that.
going to pass it to Tempest.
All right.
Tempest takes a deep breath, and you know, Tempest has done some bad things. She's been a lot of places, a lot of terrible places, a lot of places where nothing she did could possibly make a difference. Nothing she did could fix any evil that she had run into, could even undo the things that she had done herself. And yet, here, right now, is a chance, finally, maybe, to make a difference. This world, this time, right now, maybe she could finally do some good. Something so good that maybe she could forgive herself. These people deserve to be saved. These people, this world deserves to be saved. Only by defeating Crom.
All right, who are you passing it to? Sorry, I'm okay.
Robin, have you gone?
No.
Okay. Robin.
Yeah, Mask is thinking about those rooms with the awful bats where people were turned into Crom spawn. In this moment, Mask is thinking of the common folk, of like all of those nameless no ones that we saw become these crawling undead things, and everything that we will never know about any of them. And that has to be answered for. Anu, you want to take it?
SENITA, are you muted?
I am muted. Alright. I can't even think of a memory, so Anu is just going to think about a nice, long, warm bubble bath where no thoughts are needed to be had for a hot minute. We've just been going for so long.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get a friend out of prison and enjoy a ball. And now, I just want to take a nice hot bubble bath.
Yeah. All right. There is one last person who has to put their input into this. Senta. Senta, you have fought this thing from day one. That has been your purpose with the Jade Lotus. Way back from, in real time, 4 years ago. Almost.
Bobby, do you remember when we were in my friggin' city and like they were crawling out of the walls and like all of those dwarves were going down and we couldn't get everybody out because it was just flooded with those things? Like this is the anger of losing a dear friend. This is the anger of losing an ancestral home. This is Dwarven fury, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, you did lose your best friend as they literally transmuted into the new Elder Tree for the dwarves.
And without this thing here, maybe we can get it back.
All right. So, as all of you pour your emotions, you see these auras like crowns of flame enveloping each of you. Tempest, what is your color?
What's Tempest's color?
Yeah.
A bright blue-white.
Bright blue-white. Anu, what's your color?
Was blue taken? I'm sorry.
Nope.
Blue-white was taken, but you can have blue too. This is your character's aura.
I want a cerulean, like a teal blue.
Okay, like a teal blue. Cerulean. Love that. Masquerade, what color?
Rose gold.
And Senta, what color?
Black.
Black. Wisp.
It's chromatic. It's shifting. You know that.
Yeah, opalescent, I figured. And Nim.
The velvety phthalo green.
All right. And you watch as all of these colors spiral, coalescing into the runes that have now enveloped the entire ground around this main Crom stalk. And you watch as one by one these different Crom heads begin vanishing, fading into translucence before rippling away into flecks of light. And the last one is enveloped in the flaming tornado of the aura of your friendship, your camaraderie, your emotion, your heart and soul. And as it dissipates, it's almost like the world itself breathes a sigh of final last relief. Like after all of the heartache, after all the damage, after all the hurt, all the sickness, it can finally begin to heal. You see, off in the distance, shooting up from the castle in Dorian, a bird of every color of the rainbow, as it too unleashes this brilliant light and fades. You have done it. This Motley Few have saved the world. And thus, Crom's era finally comes to a close. And the era of magic has begun. Under the fourth creature, the Phoenix. And now, I would like for each of you to tell us, what does your character's life look like 5 years later? We will start with our tradition. I will roll my die, and who it lands on goes first. And then I want you guys to hand it to someone else. SENITA, that's you.
Anu went back to her old home and like started to try to rebuild it and hope the other elves come back and join her.
All right. Do they? You choose this. You are writing the history of the world. You guys are now impacting how this world is affected by your actions. So you tell me what happens.
Oh, yes. Yes, they do come back.
They come back. And what happens? They build a society? Do they continue moving? What do they do?
Yeah, they build a society, but not everyone stays. Some of them still remain wanderers, but it's also open to any elves that want to come and live there.
Okay. Cool. I really like that. Who are you handing it to?
I'll hand it to Megan.
Tempest has a hard time that first year because, you know, sitting still, it's rough, but she hangs around and she wants to be there for little baby Baba. Right? Because this is an important child to raise, you know. And so she settles in eventually to a non-itinerant lifestyle, you know, not constantly running around. Because of who she is and what she's done, especially all the trying to convert people to be paladins because we needed them in that moment, she's stuck in this kind of thing now of people coming to see her and you know, people training to be paladins, and she's training other paladins. She's spreading, you know, the good word of taking an oath, right? Whatever that needs to be. being the paladin of redemption that she is. And somewhere in the fourth year, she goes someplace that she didn't think she'd ever go again. She shifts herself to the Shadowfell to try to find members of her family and her village. And she invites them back to the world she saved. This is a safe place for us. We don't have to live in the Shadowfell anymore. There is some place we could make our home. There is a bright land with magic, and we don't have to be, we don't have to be like this anymore. And works to take the few people, in 5 years, it's not enough, right? It's maybe it's a dozen people at the most, but it's a start. She hasn't found her mother or her sister yet, but maybe that'll happen someday. And but until then, she's gonna spend the long years of her life making sure that this world, including Baba, is safe.
Okay, I love that. Who are you giving it to?
Oh, and congrats! Now you have to have a bunch of Shodarkai in running around everywhere.
Love it.
Not elves.
Love it.
Nim.
So Nim, and Mask, I think have created a lifestyle that could best be described as cottagecore. They have taken point on raising baby Baba, Joy. Nim is obsessively looking at schools and programs, just in that, that this is a very special child, and Nim wants to make sure that this kid has the best childhood ever, and also is moderately concerned if this child does get bullied in any capacity, what this child might do, since this child is Baba Yaga. So, is trying to make sure that this is the softest possible childhood for this kid. So just the most adorable, cutest house, very Hobbit-esque, with a stuffed pantry, lots of baked goods all the time. But their door is always open to friends that they've met along the way, and anybody in the Motley Few is always welcome to stay. There's special guest rooms for everybody in the group, and they're just, the door is always open, and they travel occasionally, but for the most part, very much homebodies these days, I think. So I'm gonna pass it to Mask.
Yeah, I love that. All right, so and it was wherever Nim wanted to go, but Tempest talking about bringing back the Shadarkai, and the fact that Mask would be highly interested in collecting whatever wayward changelings don't have anywhere to go makes me think we're founding a town. Very Stardew Valley-esque, very agrarian. So just very extremely cottagecore, and Mask has 100% just become a dorky dad in his epilogue and could not be happier in any other way. And SENITA has gone back to the dwarves. She's gonna set up there, gonna lead them back into their city to take that thing back, and she's gonna make it the seat of the Jade Lotus as well. Any Black Gem dwarves are exalted when they choose to come to the Jade Lotus and join them. She is changing the society from the bottom up. It's happening. Wisp.
So after a long time of previous to all this, having traveled and collecting stories, Wisp has spent the last 5 years spreading a selection of stories. They are restless and they do have a need to move about, but as they travel and as they go places, whether it be across the sea or through the woods, Wisp tells stories of the rise of a phoenix, of the fall of Crom, of the taming of Baba, of the heist of Strahd, and only occasionally making clear that he himself was ever an active participant in any of it. And through all that, while she will never stop traveling and never stop spreading this, they now have a home that they will come back to, which is the Pumpkin Carriage, where they have taken up permanent residence with Asana, who, despite the need to voyage, despite the need to travel, despite the need to go out into the world, is always where she comes back, feels loved, feels safe, and feels at home.
I love that. And you watch Giselle grows into a fine young woman, and ironically, it is Jacquard's wayward and often drunk-in-the-corner daughter that really kind of takes her under her wing, and Giselle is the one who sobers her up, and the two of them work to make the inn even better. It expands to the entire block and becomes literally the largest inn and tavern on the continent, and they love it. Angelique marries that sweetheart that she confided in Masquerade about from the kitchen, and she assumes the crown as Queen Angelique Dumont. And finally, after all of the pain, after all of the heartache, after all the tears, after all the bloodshed, after all the lives lost and lives regained, you guys watch as one by one these different people you've met, whether it's Anu's best friend from the slums, or Giselle's father and mother, because Ben has now married Giselle's mother, or whether it is any of the other lives that you have touched or encountered. Everyone lives for the better in this world you've built for them and that you're helping them to build for themselves now. And our dark and spooky story comes to a happy ending. And thank you guys, everybody, for joining us through this journey. The only reason the story turned out the way it did is because of these awesome, creative writer folks here playing this game as the awesome players. And just because this is our last session of Quill and Sword's campaign in this dark fantasy setting, this is not the end of the Quill and Sword channel or our Thursday night gaming. We are going to be on break until mid-October as we get things set up for our next game. So watch the YouTube channel for a trailer. I may also try to post it on Twitch if I can figure out how to do that. And, technical difficulties love us. But our next campaign is set to be Animon's Story. So we are going to delve into a whole new system with all new characters. You guys are not going to believe the characters these people have made. It is wild, and I love it. We are going to have MARISA on break from us for a time, as she's dealing with life for a little bit. But we are looking forward to when she joins us again. So before we kind of close out tonight, I just need you guys to know where you can find these amazing people so that you can follow all their other works that they're doing, because most of us are writers of some variety. Some have books published, some are working on publishing. So if you want to start us out, we'll just start with Megan, who's right here to my right, and we'll go that way. So Megan, please have at it.
If you like the way that I wrote Tempest, you might like my book. It's called Chromaspace. You can find it on all major platforms. You could go to chromaspace.net and check it out there. If you buy it directly from me, I get all the money, which is really cool. But buy it on whatever platform you want. And I hope you enjoy it. Vera.
So as far as my written works go, the two main things that I will plug, I have an erotic play that is available through Amazon, 2-act play with Vera Wild listed as the author. It's called When She Wakes. But for a taste of what I do when writing fantasy on my own, there is Dreams of Fire. That has Nathaniel Wayne listed as the author. Don't worry about it. I don't consider it a dead name, so it's fine. And that is a story of electropunk technology and angry fae and one young person trying very much to simply have a free life. And that is available through all major outlets. You can get it on Amazon. Your local bookstore can get a hold of it, as can your local library. And fingers crossed, before the end of this year, there will be an audiobook version available. So, Marissa.
Yeah. I actually have novellas and 2 anthologies coming out on Sunday of all days.
Woo!
Super excited. So if you like some spicy paranormal romance, you know, maybe check that out. There, if you look up my social media or my website and all of that stuff, it's there. So marisamohi.com, or you know, at the Marisa Mohi. So come check it out if you like witches. All right, Robin.
Cool. My entire publication history is still under Megan R. Miller. I'd recommend Torchlighters. It's about a demon-blooded young man, son of a notorious mobster, who survives an assassination attempt and lets them bury an empty casket so that he can investigate his own murder. SENITA.
Like you do.
I love that. That's like one of the best elevator pitches.
I'm still working on those. I am in the middle. I don't have anything published right now, but I'm hoping within the next month or 2 to be pushing out for beta reviews soon. You could follow me on Twitter. It's SENITA D, or TikTok, also SENITA D, or Twitch, also SENITA D, where I will be keeping posts updated.
Yeah.
If I could, on Twitch, if it'll be on Twitch if I can stay away from Digimon, but.
I don't think you should necessarily, because like SENITA streams games and stuff too.
Yeah, that too. I'll talk about my writing sometimes on Twitch. This is mostly Digimon.
That's valid.
And cosplay streams.
Yep. So that leaves me. I am Bobby Partridge, and I run the Partridge Quill YouTube channel that's kind of been dormant for a while because I took mental health breaks and did, like, you know, me, trying to get my life in order. But also, I run Quill and Sword over on YouTube, which is where we post this content. So if you want to follow us over there, you can. You can subscribe, all that fun stuff. It's pretty great. Yeah, and then we do this channel here on Twitch, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm working on a novel myself. It's kind of writing itself, which is awesome. So I'll be ready for betas before too long. But keep an ear out for that. And yeah, until mid-October when we come back with some Aulmn story. I want to thank everybody once more for joining us on this wild ride. And until next time, whether it's on the page or it's at the table, make sure you tell your story your way. Bye, everybody.